Hi, I'm Malcolm.
And I'm Rachel. We're two Canadians living on our 39-foot mainship trawler, living an adventure of a lifetime. We invite you to follow along as we travel 6,000 miles through Canadian and U.S. waterways around America's Great Loop. We are already underway at 7 o'clock. We pulled the anchor up and we are headed towards a new anchorage called Smyrna Beach. And it's about 60 nautical miles. Take us about 8 hours, maybe 9 hours, depending on the tides and the currents. It's fairly nice today again. It's, again, very windy. You can probably hear that. And the sun is coming up between the clouds. So hopefully we'll have a little bit of sun and not too much rain today. As we head farther north on the ICW. Hope you're having a great day. Good morning from the bridge of Stay Cool.
Good morning. We're having a little bit of a rock and roll today. Nothing like what we saw in the Bahamas. We've got some extremely high winds that are happening over the next 2 days, well, yesterday and today. And we are really loving the Intra-coastal waterway today. It's even though there's a little rock and roll here, it's still much calmer than anything that's happening out there. And I guess we're fairly comfortable anchoring in this kind of weather as long as we have protection. So the anchorage last night held solid. It was a little windy, and the wind shifted during the night, so we got a few more waves in the morning. So we pulled up anchor. We got ourselves going fairly early this morning. As you can see, the sun is up now. And we've got a fairly long day ahead of us. So we're looking at probably around 8 hours today, maybe a bit more. And we're going to get to New Smyrna Beach. We're going to anchor just to the south of it. And then we'll see where we go from there. The one thing I think we both wanted to talk about was not what's happening in the ICW, but what's happening outside.
In the ocean.
In the ocean.
The forecast for the waves was very interesting. You go ahead and say what it was.
Well, yesterday, as most of you probably know on your VHF radio, there's either a button or a setting called WX, which is your weather stations, and they're dedicated to weather. So I just happened to flip one on and listening to the forecast, and part of the forecast is wave height. So they gave us what the wave heights were average out in the Gulf.
Out in the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah. And I have to say I was pretty surprised and very happy I wasn't out there. They were peaking at 23 feet.
I think the forecast was 18 to 21 feet average.
Yeah, and
peaking to 23, and that's right over us.
That's huge.
Yeah,
just as a state of reference, Stay Cool is about 15'6" tall. That's even with the radar. So that's a lot higher than us. So we're very happy we're not out there. But 23 or 21 feet, that's a lot of wave. That's certainly not what we'd be comfortable with out there.
And what we have now is pretty choppy for the ICW, but that's nothing compared to what's going on out there.
Oh yeah, we're getting a little spray over the nose, and that's really because the wind is coming basically not quite beam, but almost on our beam.
From the east.
From the east, but we're going fast enough that it's not really rolling the boat. It's just we're getting a bounce every now and again. But we're up in the flybridge, so you can tell it's not that bad. If it were, we'd run down and hide in the main salon.
That's true.
So it's not that bad today
and
at all.
Actually today, I think it's looking clearer at the moment than forecast. I think it was supposed to rain more today, so it's nice that there's a bit of sun. We can see better when it's sunny and see the crab pots and all that sort of thing. And see where we're going. It's a little more enjoyable.
It's very much more enjoyable.
Yeah.
And And we're also, as you know, as soon as the sun comes out, we're starting to charge. So we had a cloudy day yesterday, and even though we charged everything up in our travels, it's always nice to get an early charge in. So that's what we're doing now as well. So all in all, we're very happy we're in the ICW today. We're equally happy that we're on the move. We've had, as I think you all know, we had a couple of days of where the boat was stationary and not moving, and now we're going to have 2 days where we're actually underway, and we're probably going to have 3 or 4 as we progress.
Making good progress.
Yes.
arrived at our destination for today, which is an anchorage beside New Smyrna Beach. And we are near the yacht club, and the town is kind of behind me. So we might get in our dinghy and just go and explore over there. But there's a few boats anchored here, so it looks like a good spot with good protection from easterly winds. And the winds are still pretty high, but this is a little more protected because the channel is narrower. And there's some land right there with some mangrove, so it's protecting us a little bit from those winds. So we're settled in for today. It took us about 8.5 hours to get here. We started at 7 in the morning and went 58.5 nautical miles. So fairly long day, but we're here well before sunset and have some time to enjoy this local area here.